Hey there guys! So today we're going to be doing a first impression of a bunch of new makeup, and obviously you guys are looking at the finished look right now. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try on a bunch of cool products, and one of them is going to be the Masquerade Mini from Juvias Place. We also have a product from Pop Beauty, and it's called the Powwow Powder, and it's a blush quad. And then we also have the ILUVSARAII and Dose of Colors collaboration lipstick in the color Peachy. So we're going to be trying out all of these products together, and yeah, I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking of them. Let's go ahead and let's get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I got this whole look. So you guys are zoomed in, and let's start by playing with my eyes. I'm really excited to jump into this palette. Like, I don't even think you guys understand how excited I am. I don't even know what eye look I'm going to do. I'm so confused right now. Some really pretty blues in here. Should we do something with the blues? I don't know. I feel like doing some type of halo eye. So we're going to do something like that. So first I'm just going to put a little bit of concealer on my lids, and that's just to prime them. I honestly right now don't feel like putting on lid primer. I have not put concealer under my eyes yet. This is a new trick that I've been doing. I kind of do my whole face foundation, and then at the end I put on my concealer, but I do try to get like right here. Like when I go to prime my eyes with the concealer, I kind of like get in here because that's harder to get later. So now just to set down that, I'm just going to jump into my Becca Be a Light, the brightening powder. I'm just going to put that down on my lid just to kind of set it. Not a big deal. I just don't want it to be too tacky. So by putting on a little powder on top of your concealer, it will help it not to stick and for it to be a little bit less tacky, which you don't want it to be too tacky, but you don't want it to be no tacky. I want it to be like in between. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the color Burkina. If I say these words wrong, I don't know how to pronounce them. Let's see, I don't really know how dark this color is gonna be, so I'm just gonna kind of like tap it on. That looks pretty pigmented. That has a pretty nice color. It's very true to the color that's in the pan. If anything, maybe a little lighter, but very true to color. So that doesn't always happen with palettes. Usually sometimes with the pan, they look so much darker. And then you put them on the eyes, they're either lighter or they switch colors on you. This is very true to color. I'm gonna work it up as far as I can to the eyebrow. If my eyebrows look different today, I did use a different eyebrow product. I don't know how much I love it, but I wanted to use something different instead of my Anastasia Brow Wiz. But you know, you get used to the same brow products, and then when you do a different one, you like totally can see the difference. That's how I feel right now. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, my eyebrows look so different. So that one applied very, very evenly and pretty, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna grab my Sigma E38 brush. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a purple into a blue halo eye. So I'm just gonna grab the color Zombo. And Zombo, I'm gonna put in my crease. Ooh, oh, that was more pigmented than I thought. Okay, whoopsie. Okay, that's why they say go in with the light hand, Christina. Sometimes I don't think that these things are gonna be as pigmented, and wow, do I get surprised. So this one, I'm just trying to work it almost in the same area that I was putting the brown. It'll soften up the color just a little tad bit, but at the same time, it's just gonna like peek through with what I'm gonna do next. That blended out really good. So far I'm very impressed with this palette. The two colors that I've used so far have worked pretty good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do like the same thing. I'm gonna put a little bit of too much on my brush and I'm gonna mimic what I did on the other side. So then now to start doing kind of like the gradient of the halo kind of eye, which I'm trying to do, I'm gonna go back in with Zombo and I'm gonna deepen up the outer V just a tad bit. And I'm gonna mix in a little bit of the color Fulani. And that's just gonna try to get the color just a little bit darker than it is. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a flat brush and I'm gonna grab the color Makeda. This brush is dry. I'm gonna wet my brush with some Fix Plus and the lights. And I'm just gonna jump right back into this color, Makeda, and I'm gonna do it wet because I think that it's gonna help grab, oh yeah. Yeah, definitely wet is a game changer. Look how pretty that is, guys, wow. Trying to translate it now a little bit into like the blues. I'm gonna grab the darker blue on the top called Chi. Wetting my brush because I already know that I like the shimmers better wet. And wetting my lights. Right next to this one. This color is really nice. I'm just having a little bit of a harder time picking it up out of the pan. I don't know if it's just the brush I'm using, but definitely it's translating fine on the eyes, so it's probably just the brush. I'm not too worried about leaving too much of a hole in this because I go over and fix it all at the end. Okay, so then to create like this spotlight look, I think what I'm gonna do, instead of like getting a real blue, I'm gonna grab the color Giza. I'm gonna get that on my finger. I'm gonna put it here in the center. And then right on top, I'm gonna throw a little bit of Zola. Okay, so now it's time to clean everything up so it doesn't look so crazy. And to do that, I'm just gonna grab into the color Burkina, and we'll start to outline the edges and go over all the details. And this is just gonna blend everything out. Okay, that's looking really cool. Wow, I have to give it to these colors. I definitely think the reason this is looking so cool is because of the colors and definitely because of this palette. So yeah, so this is the trick I've been doing. After I do like eyes, I go ahead and put on concealer after. You know how people put on their full face of foundation after they do their eyes? I don't like doing that because I just think it's too difficult for me to gauge, like, I don't know. To me, it's just a pain in the butt. All I have is foundation and primer on, and I feel like this is a lot easier because I don't like to do my makeup without foundation just because I feel like I can't see myself as good with the eyeshadow if I don't have foundation on. So I do this, and then I blend it out. And then this will help pick up any fallout. It'll keep your eyes brighter looking. And it's almost the same thing. I like this process a lot more than just doing your whole face. I've really been liking this Tarte Creaseless Concealer, the Radiant one. It's really nice. The only thing is it dries so quickly. I just love that radiant glowiness it does under the eyes. You guys see how radiant that looks? I don't know. I just think it looks so radiant. I really like that about it. And the more and more I use it, I like it more and more. So I'm still testing it. I have the little tiny sample. I think I might buy the bigger version just because I think the sample's starting to dry out on me. And I feel like it does really good coverage too. Don't you guys see the good coverage? So this concealer I'm talking about is this one. It's super good. I don't know if I'm putting it the right way. I like it so far. Those eyes look so neat. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed right now. So just to finish it off, I just want to bring some underneath the lower lash line. I'm just going to grab the color Burkina, which is that dark brown. I'm just gonna throw that underneath the lower lash line. I don't think I'm gonna do too much. Just gonna leave the lower lash line like that. I think that looks pretty. So I'm gonna just put on some eyeliner and mascara, and I'm gonna do that off camera really quickly, and then I will go ahead and finish off this look. Okay, so these are the eyes. Oh my god, I'm really liking this palette. Yeah, like I'm really shocked. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be trying out is something that I found at Walgreens. And if you guys saw my Insta story, I went to this Walgreens by my house that I had like literally never walked into before. I didn't even know it was there. And it was like the biggest, beautifulest Walgreens I've ever seen in my life. Like the beauty section was like 80% of the store. I've never seen anything like this. I walked in, it was like, oh my god, I'm in Macy's. Like, what is going on here? And I found that they had Pure in there, they had Galactic in there, I found this Pop Beauty in there. They had so many brands in there besides the regular Maybelline, L'Oreal. I was like, oh my gosh, where am I? They even had Japanesque brushes. I was like, but I found this. It's called the Powwow Powder, and it's from Pop Beauty. Honestly, guys, I've never tried anything from Pop Beauty before. Bright colors, and I picked this one just because this is not a blush type of palette that I own. I don't usually wear these type of bright colors. Like I've always said though, with blushes, sometimes it is fun to go into the bright colors because they don't translate the same on your face, you know? So it's like this. Look how beautiful that is. And then here in the top it says, a cheek without rouge is like a cake without frosting. Oh, it says a cheek. A check. A cheek. Really the color that I'm gravitating to is this one. So the reason I bought this palette is for that. And then two of them are like shimmery. So I'm going to try to see if I can put them on as blush toppers. Let's see how the pigment is on these things. It doesn't translate as pigmented on camera, but in person, yeah, there is pigment there. Ooh. And that is a lot brighter than I thought it was going to be. So that is a lot more pigmented in person than to translate on camera. Like I'm looking at the camera monitor and you can't see how pigmented this really is. And maybe it's the tone, but yeah, it's definitely coming out. And I actually think I kind of messed up my makeup a little bit. So I went a little bit too heavy-handed on this side with the blush, but I think I fixed it a little bit. It's a little bit powdery. but it's good. Let me try the one that has like the little freckles in it. I'm gonna grab this one up here on the top. It's a little darker. Let's see if I can use this like a blush topper. Let's see what it does. That's like, that has a lot of glitter in it. Yeah, you see, I don't really like those blush toppers because they literally look like glitter toppers. I don't really like glitter too much, so those I think are not that good. The other one is nice. I do think I put way too much on my face right now because I look crazy in the mirror. I have way too much blush on. If you were in person, you would appreciate how funny I look right now. Fix up this blush a little bit. I do think that the matte ones work really nice. I don't think I like the shimmery ones because of that extra thick glitter it has in it. Finally, I'm gonna try out the Dose of Colors ILUVSARAII lipstick for you guys. It looks like this, and I got the color Peachy. So it looks like this. You guys saw me do this in my haul. So let's go ahead and put this on with this lipstick. I am gonna line my lips with my Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut. I love these pencils, and I'm gonna use this because I always like to line my lips when I'm using liquid lipsticks because I have had the incident happen before where the liquid lipstick goes beep. Let's see. Ooh, that's a peach. So that's what it looks like. It's really pretty. That's a beautiful color. All right, guys, you guys are zoomed in and you guys saw me try on all this new makeup. I have to say, there's some real big winners in here, and then there is a Let's go ahead and let me get into what I think so far. So guys, this Masquerade Mini is phenomenal. The colors that I used in this palette are typically colors that are very hard. Purples, sometimes they just don't blend as well, and I've had this happen in a lot of purple palettes, and a lot of higher end purple palettes have done the same thing to me, that they just don't blend that good. I feel like the colors that I used in this palette are pretty freaking phenomenal. I love the way they blend. Guys, look at this eye look. I mean, I have to say the pigmentation in here is fantastic. I feel like this palette was really well priced. I am very, very impressed as of right now. This is a first impression. I don't know how this is gonna wear. And guys, just look at this packaging. Tell me that this is not cool. I just thought it was so beautiful. I love this colors. I love how huge this is. This is supposed to be a mini. It's the size of my head. But just looking at what I see, I am very impressed. So I'm very excited about this palette. There is some colors in here that I'm dying to dive into. I'm dying to dive into some of these pinks up here. I love the neutral tones in here. I like that there's a variety of things that you can do here. Of course, I wanted to use color because there's a lot of color in this palette, but there's a lot of neutral toned down looks that you can do with this palette too, and just use maybe the pop of colors for your waterline, which can be a very, very cool look. And I feel like the pigmentation in here is really, really good. So if you guys don't really feel comfortable with putting on colors on your eyes, that is totally cool. I think this palette would still work good for you because there's a bunch of neutral colors up here, and some of these pops you can just use them for little dabs of color in your waterline. But if you're looking for a palette that has like neutrals, but then it also has like pops of colors because you want to play around with pop of color, this might be a great palette for you guys, because I honestly have to say, first impression wise, this was very impressive for me. Definitely let you guys know after I've used this a couple of times and I've seen wear time on it, what I think after. But as of right now, I definitely think this is worth like you just like trying out. So let's jump into the Powwow Powder from Pop Beauty. I feel like the pigmentation on these matte blushes was pretty good. I feel like it did really add a lot of blush to my face, even though I don't think that you can it doesn't translate as well on camera, but it definitely put pigment on my face. The thing I don't like are these two like shimmery ones. I feel like that there's a lot of glitter. Like it's literally glitter, like you put it on your face and you see glitter particles. I'm not a huge fan of that. It kind of reminds me of like cheap makeup, you know what I mean? So I don't really like that. I also don't like the fact that when you use the glittery ones, it kind of has a lot of kick up, so you can kind of see like glitter on the pans of the kind of matte ones. If you guys can see over here, there's already glitter like sitting here. That to me is kind of annoying, especially when I'm trying to do like a matte face. I don't want to get like glitter particles on my face, and I feel like this is going to be a little bit of like a glittery mess. I think for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of this palette because of that, but I will say that if they do have just like matte singles, or if they have like a matte palette, it probably is good. But I personally just don't like glitter, and this is really glittery. Like I see glitter chunks on my face. It's a tad bit powdery. I personally think that the e.l.f. Blushes are a little bit better than these. I've never tried a e.l.f. like shimmery one, but I feel like the e.l.f. blushes are better. So just keep that in mind. Let's talk about something that I really honestly love. This Dose of Colors SONY color in Peachy is absolutely stunning. I love this color. Now, I will tell you that I feel that this color can be a tricky color. I don't have like this type of peach. I feel like using a liner like the Makeup Forever Wearable Walnut kind of toned down the peach a little bit, that it made it a little bit more wearable even if you're not wearing like a very full glam look. But I feel like the color peach on its own, if you have light to kind of medium skin, it's gonna look better with full on eyes, you know what I mean? But toned down a little bit with like maybe a brownish color, nude color brown liner, kind of tones down the color a little bit, that it does translate a little bit better for maybe everyday wear. But I think that this color is phenomenal. I don't own anything like this color. You guys know I love peaches, and this is a beautiful peach. The formula feels amazing. It dried down beautifully, and I'm excited. So guys, that is all the products that I had to try out with you guys today. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me your thumbs up and leave me your comments below. Like always, this is a first impression. This is not a review video, so there is things here that I will let you guys know about in the future, let you guys know if anything has changed, if how the wear time was and all that good stuff. But this is just to show you guys the products, let you know if I think it's worth you guys going out and maybe trying out. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.